Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Chakodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the Pre-Shaman, I'm going to be responding to what Bibi, Benjamin Netanyahu, said about we stand alone. And it's in his decision to, take an offensive approach to Rafah over there in the land of Palestine, right? And look, Biden says he's not going to give offensive weapons to Israel to aid in the attack on Rafah, and that's because look, elections are coming up in November. Those students on these different campuses, they're not giving this place no rest. They're constantly going hard with their Free Palestine. That shit is going viral everywhere. Free Palestine is everywhere. So the public perception now is like, what Israel is doing is fucked up. And the state of Israel is saying, look, fuck it, we're still just going to keep attacking. Now, we all know this is chess, not checkers, all right? Let's go high IQ. Let's go House of Cards, billions, and really talk about how shit move. Biden is only saying that for his upcoming election. We know that these guys work at the behest of Israel. So if that was to come to light, that's because they want to push this whole political narrative that, this is not a war president. But we know that the Democratic Party, all right, have been nothing but a war party pretty much. And in fact, it was George Bush when he started that war. They came up with the term neoconservative or neocon. It means this is a new type of conservative where they're actually going to war, because the Reds typically they don't really go to war, but George Bush did. Now President Trump, there was no wars under his regime, and in a plot twist move, he actually said Biden turned his back on the Jewish people. So it's a lot of chess and mind games going on, but we do know one thing. This is what it says in the book of Jeremiah 50 and 45. It says, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, that he hath taken against Babylon. Now Babylon is talking about America. The word Babylon just means confused land. Babal, confusion, land, all right? It's a land of confusion, for obvious reasons. And his purpose, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, again another code name for America. The ancient Chaldeans were like the secret councils, all right, the Magi's and the witches and wizards, all right, they still have them to this day here in America. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Now who's the least of the flock talking about? This is talking about the tribe of Amalek of the nation of Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man today. Amalek is masquerading himself today, calling himself the so-called Jew. Jewish. Ish means liken or pertaining to. Okay, doesn't mean if I called you childish, you're not a child, or something is, you get the point. All right, so they're not the real Jews. Okay, that's the real Jews are the so-called Negroes here in America. There's some prophecies in Deuteronomy 28 chapter tells you that, and just the scriptures, And if you go into secular history, you'll find out that they converted to our beliefs to avoid a war between the Muslims and the Christians. Okay. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Now draw who out? Draw all the other nations to battle. Okay. The skirmishes and shit that's going on over there. The same thing that's happening now in America. How it's like, if you side with these people, like you're pretty much on the wrong side. Guess what? More and more people are going to start to take that stance. All right. And one thing with Ishmael is you can't convert Ishmael to your Western philosophy, your Western wine. All right. They stick hard to their beliefs. They willing so much to sacrifice their lives for what they believe in. All right. They're going to die by that Quran. And the scriptures tell you that Ishmael is a wild man. So there's nothing for them to strap C4 to their bodies, or even a little child, and do some dangerous things. Now, Israel is saying that, Hamas is in Rafah, and of course they're using human body shields. Now they use that term human shields, okay, to say, okay, we could just kill innocent people. All right, we could just shoot anybody, because if we kill somebody, guess what? Hamas is using them as battle shields. And people are wising up to that. So all this conflict, all this skirmish, all right, the Most High is setting that up. And again, a lot of things we see surface level, all right, back doors, like I said, watch shows like House of Cards, watch shows like Billions. You'll see that what they put out to the media, they talk about behind the closed doors. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 2:11. It says, for what? It should be 2 Corinthians 2:11. Pardon me. Let me do that. 2 Corinthians 2. 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? Satan, the adversary, the so-called white man, he's a trickster. All right? He'll have you he'll wave his hand in your face at the left, and then really be doing magic and witchcraft on the right. So even though they're putting that out in the media that, oh, we stand alone, Biden still said we'll aid in the defensive approach. So you telling me you can't use defensive weapons offensively? It's again just to not make the name look bad. This is going to be a very interesting November, man. It's going to be a very interesting November. You see, they're trying hard to lock up Trump. It's going to be very interesting, man. At the extent that they're willing to go to not have this man back in office. But you know what? At the end of the day, prophecy shall reign supreme, and this is all just brewing up tensions of war. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. So everything is done in a season, right? Now this is verse 8. Jump into verse 8. A time of love and a time to hate. It's like a time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. And we are in war times, all right? And again, everybody's telling Israel, cool out, just stop. They're not stopping, all right? They're not stopping. And guess what? Who's their number one support? America. That's a proxy army, the state of Israel. So if they ain't stopping, this thing ain't gonna be stopping anytime soon. All right? This war. There'll never be peace in the Middle East, man. All right? Because the true people of the Lord are not in the Middle East. That right there lets you know that these guys are not. Even you have so-called Jewish people that say that they should not be in that land because it doesn't fulfill Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right, and you can look that up because they know prophetically speaking, it tells us that the Lord is going to put his people in that land. All right, which has not yet happened. Can't take a plane over there and say, look, this is fulfilled prophecy, or use some Arthur Balfour declaration from World War II as a means to get in there. No, the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has to bring you over there. All right, us over there. How's that going to be done? The chariots. After that land is destroyed in World War III and rebuilt back up, the true people of the Lord is going to go there in safety. All right, it's not going to be any wars. All right. Now Joel 3:9 tells us this: proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. These are the natural Gentiles. Prepare for war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And again, this is all going into that World War III scenario, but it has to kick off in the Middle East. You see, once this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, comes to pass and becomes mandated, the stage is already set. The domino, the Lord is just setting up the dominoes, ready to flick the first one down, and everything else will fall into place. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. So all these contracts for agricultural investments, you can rip those up. Let's invest all our money into war. All right, let's get missiles, let's get drones, let's get defense systems. All right, let's get things for war. All right, it says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. So who's the weak? When the so-called white man dropped Fat Boy and Little Man, some shit like that, those two bombs that he dropped on Japan, on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I think Fat Man and Little Boy is the name, they put the whole world in fear. You have not seen something like that, atomic destruction. Fast forward a couple decades later, guess what? A lot more nations have nuclear capabilities with far more explosive yield than that was yielded, all right, when the first bombs were dropped, right? And look, if I don't have one, my mans do. That's the mindset right there, all right? That's what the scriptures are saying, and I'm breaking it down in the HT, all right? The hood translation, as Apostle El Tahar said. This is the hood translation. I don't got one, but guess what? My man's got it, all right? Got what? Got a thermonuclear destructive weapon, all right? That I don't gotta be scared of America and Israel no more. See? So they're not being fearful. That's why they standing up and fighting. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, which are the angels. Okay. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yehoshaphat, which is in the Hebrew, the Most High's decision, which is judgment. Okay? The Most High's decision is judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's over there in the Middle East, man. All right? That's how everything is being played out. It has to kick off over there in the Middle East, and it's going to spread. All right? This all links in tandem with the least of the flock drawing them out. It starts over there in Israel. Entangling alliances brings in World War III, man. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is setting up the puzzle pieces. Okay? So though Biden is saying we stand alone, we know that according to prophecy, you won't stand alone. Okay? It's just a photo op. It's just a a propaganda piece to protect his image for this upcoming election. But when shit hits the fan, Israel and the United States will be like this, all right? And Russia will be a guard unto these other different nations, these Middle Eastern nations, these African nations, all right? In this coming World War III. Hey, man, our salvation is nearer than it seems. Pursuant to the book of, Romans 13, chapter 11, verse, I believe. Let me check real quick and I'll close out with it, if that's the right one. Let's see it. Let's see it. We almost there, brethren. Just got a few more things the Lord has to get done. Bear with me. I believe it's Romans 13 and 11. Okay, that was correct. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, right? So to get out of this sleep, meaning you're not aware of what the fuck is going on. You're just completely in the world. There's no time to sleep. I mean, the lights is right on. These prophecies are bright, shining bright in our face. It's very hard to sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. Verse 12 says the night is far spent. The day is at hand. Meaning this nighttime is long over. There's not no time to sleep. All right? This is not the 1940s and 50s and shit like that. We're in 2024. All right, prophecies are popping like popcorn. The technology is there. The war is there. Everything is there right now. It says the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. Okay, and let us put on the armor of light. Right. So that's what we're putting on, which are these scriptures. All right, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding these scriptures right here. With that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Ruach HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim, the Dakim, that do this thing in the most truth and sincerity. Shalom.